Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Most humans avoid conflict. They try to, get by being a little bit more tolerant or, avoiding conflict. There are some of us who, do not avoid conflict, or once a conflict arises, doesn't back down. And there are some others who really look for conflict. Most people don't look for conflict. They try to, get the middle way, or, hey, don't let's babu booba. Now, what if your country is attacked? When your country is attacked and you believe in your country and you believe in the true or the righteousness of your country or of the idea, and you really believe that the enemy is there to get you, and that really is the enemy, you get more of the people who avoid conflicts into the people who will get engaged in conflicts. So the message will bring more people into fighting the enemy or the perceived enemy. In this case, we have Ukraine. In Ukraine, the narrative goes that the Russians want to occupy Ukraine, destroy the Ukrainian nation, and then move on and destroy Europe, and after the Europe, United States of America, and then everybody on this planet. So basically, like they tell us, the guy in 1930s and early 40s wanted to do. But he didn't succeed, but it's okay, the Americans succeeded together with the Soviets and the Americans, they divided the world, something that they tell us Adolf wanted. So yeah, but we're the good ones, and the Soviets were the good ones, right? Okay, after I play you a little Paganini right here, let's move on. So now we have a little problem. There are opinion polls conducted in Ukraine with men and women to see if they would like to fight. They would like to, are ready to go and fight the enemy for the country. And a big majority of men or Ukrainians do not want. They want to avoid fighting the Russians. So that means the message is not doing its job. Either the propaganda is not working, or they saw through the propaganda, obviously, so that's why it's not working, or something else. I have here an article from Sputnik, and let's look over it and see what they say. Not Sputnik conducted the poll. Sputnik reports on the Ukrainians who conducted the poll in Ukraine or with the Ukrainians. So here it is. Sputnik, and it is from 14 hours ago. Over 70% of Ukrainians are ready to renounce citizenship to avoid military service. Now that's an opinion poll, isn't it? And another article coming from Russia Today says the same thing. Now let me show you, and you might not like some of my viewers might not like the outcome, but this is how people voted. Now, were they all Ukrainians? I don't know. Let's see what these guys are saying on Russia Today, 19th of December 2023. Ukrainians tell MP they would give up citizenship to avoid conscription. Some 74% of men and 65% of women said they would opt to hand over their passports in Facebook surveys, plural. So let's go back to Sputnik first and see if this is the same one or not. I didn't read it, obviously. Over 70% of Ukrainian men are ready to renounce their citizenship in order to avoid serving in the Ukrainian armed forces. A poll conducted by the deputy head of Ukrainian Parliamentary Committee on National Security, Defense and Intelligence, Mariana Bezula, showed on Monday, so that's the same one, and I'm quoting, an experimental survey, now only for men, so as not to be mobilized. Am I ready to renounce Ukrainian citizenship? Bezula wrote on social media. Out of 3,773 respondents, 74% answered satisfactory, while the rest said no. Earlier on Monday, she also polled women, asking whether they were ready to renounce citizenship in order not to be sent to rear positions and defense enterprises. Over 3,500 people took part in the poll, with 63% agreeing with this proposal. So that is the same thing as, not this one, not this one, not this one, right here. So, what do you think? Is the same thing, is the same poll. Now they say 74-65, things changed. Could Russians go in and also vote or not? Participate in this survey, or only Ukrainians? I don't know. How do you know how they can? This is just a guy from Russia who just says no for obvious reasons, or they can figure out is the Ukrainians or not. And it says in a series of Facebook posts on Monday, Mariana Bazuglaya, an MP from President Vladimir Zelensky's ruling party, initially asked female followers, I think she's the same one, who said that Zaluzny has no plans on the front or something. I think she's the one, but anyway, let's see here. In two follow-up polls, the MP wondered if women would at least consider registering with the military authorities for potential mobilization in the future in exchange for reopening the borders for men, or for demobilization of those who have already served for 2 years. Only 17% and 22% of respondents agreed respectively. So in her last experimental survey on Monday, Bezuglaya addressed men with a similar question in order not to be mobilized. Am I ready to renounce Ukrainian citizen? Over 4,300 users took part in the poll, with 73% claiming that retaining their Ukrainian passport was not worth the risk. So let me see what else these guys have. Kiev push for recruitment more. They need that, obviously. They need more troops. The thing is, let me see here. The thing is, who could have voted in that survey? I could have voted. Could I go over there and vote? Just saying. This was actually on Facebook, so I have no idea. Nevertheless, this is what she did, and these are the results. Now, when you have this kind of 70, let's say 74, 70% of people who would avoid, what does that tell you? Well, some of them could be cowards. Some of them could be very smart, understanding what the situation is. Some of them simply don't want confrontation. Someone said, well, maybe negotiations would have worked before all this. Maybe they should have implemented the Minsk agreements. Maybe we have no chance against the Russians. Maybe some of them love the Russians. Some of them hate Zelensky and his paymasters. So that's why I said the smart ones. They know who's who, what's what. And believe me, those guys in Ukraine know about Zelensky things that don't trickle here. They don't even come here. They know things that Yermak could do, or people in the government that is reported over there by local media. Those are not picked by, let's say, Associated Press and disseminated to the rest of us. No, it doesn't work that way. Why? I know that for a fact. Romania. I remember when I had a lot of contact with Romania, or let's say I was fresh with Romanian information, that those things were not here. Over there, they know who's who, what's what. When here is the Romanian president, Klaus Iohannis, met with he showed up, decent and nice. Yeah, but you don't know shit about him. Just that he's the president. Over there, it's all kind of stories. Some of them true, some of them not true. But they know more about the scandals over there. You don't know anything about that here. Why? Someone doesn't want to promote that. Unless the president of Romania stops following orders, then you're going to find all this. They're going to dig immediately, just going to connect to the Romanian media and the society. And in 3 hours, they find out everything those guys have been saying for years about a certain individual. So the same here. Well, yeah, okay, why would they don't want to fight for their country? A lot of people would say, why would you do that? Well, multiple reasons. And, I don't think at this point the narrative of the Russians attacked us and want to destroy us works anymore. These guys now, they try to change the narrative, the paradigm. It's not only Ukraine. The Russians want to destroy all of us. All of us. That's clear danger right here. It's clear, nothing to ask. If you don't agree with us, then you are a bad person. You're either an anti-something, or you're a ist, or something like that. Why? Because they don't have an argument. That's why. That's what people do. When they cannot win a logical, fact-based argument, they start hurting, ad hominem attacks. attacks on your character and all that. And that's kindergarten. But they use that because that's their mentality. That's why the society works the way it works. Goes up and then goes down and then goes up. The cycle of civilization, I think it has eight stages. We are on the last one in the United States of America. We are on the last one. The last one is the one with bread and circus, which is, remember, Rome? Well, Rome had Christianity at that point, which I think fucked it up real bad. But hey, what do I know, right? The grievances, the grievance of the oppressed towards the oppressors. Sounds familiar here? Yeah, we're at that point. So, bread, handouts by the government from the money they don't have, handouts, and entertainment. Wars, idiot shows, football games, and other garbage things that, hey, keep the baboons entertained. That's what you need to keep their mind off. And they also legalized some drugs for the same reason, so they can, life is good. And then they get to 40 with their child brains, and then what are they going to do? They're going to ask for money, and they're going to give them money until one point. All right, my friends, here it is. They don't want to fight. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.